and welcome to Resett TV Talk. This is episode 4 out of the 3 seasons that we've recorded. And in this season, we are recording 12 episodes about like the leadership. We invite all the leaders from different communities. And so today we have the privilege to have a conversation with you as a Chin community leader of Auckland. And please go ahead and then introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background and your country of origin, and then when you came to New Zealand and this sort of stuff.
Kia ora. Good to see you again. This is my second time interviewing with you. It's always catching up with you. My name is Danny. As you mentioned, I'm from Chin community of Auckland. I originally came from Myanmar. Most of people know Burma. I'm a Chin ethnic as well. So I came to New Zealand about 2006. So we're just over 18 years already. And then, first I live in Wellington, and then moved to Auckland 2016. Yeah.
So 18 years you've been here, and then you moved here. So when did you take the leadership role?
I take the leadership role about 2019. Okay. As a secretary for the community, and then as a president since 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was
one?
So you were like a part of the like a community, and then over time, you got involved with different actions, and then you reached to the okay.
Yes.
So was it in Auckland or in Wellington as well?
I always part of communities since 2006. Wellington.
Yeah.
And then I serve a little bit as youth leaders in Wellington as well. And then I moved to Auckland. It's a bit new for me. I get to know the community more, even though we are the same community.
Yep.
To know the community in person, and then I stepped into leadership role from 2018-19. Yeah. Then yeah.
But Myanmar, I think, as far as I know, have a lot of communities, like one of which is Chin.
Yeah.
And we have, I think, Zomi, and they have their own communities, right?
Yes.
And there is no kind of coalition, or how does it work?
So everything that I said today is going to be with my knowledge.
Okay.
And, so there is a lot of ethnic groups within Myanmar.
Yeah.
And even in Chin, there is Zomi, Chin, there is
Burmese.
It's the whole Myanmar. It's
yeah. Okay.
Group, but within Chin, there is Zomi, or there is part of group as well. So we always operate as a Chin.
Okay.
And Zomi and Zo as well. They have their own community, but when it's time comes, we always collaborate things, especially Chin National Days. Everybody come and serve, right?
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there is the time that they do their own celebration as well.
Got it. And what led you to take on this role, or like a leadership role? I think from my perspective, is that there are two ways of seeing it. One is that feel that, hey, I feel that I'm a leader. I can, give direction to the community. I can be useful in that regard, or there is a need. So maybe some people say, hey, I'm not a good leader, but there is a need for someone to take on this role. Which one was like you feel more?
Before, when I feel more that, because mainly, our leaders, a lack of speaking English.
Okay.
That's the main thing that that led me to get into community.
Okay.
Because my generation is, the way I think is that if I can, so let it put it this way, the old generation, that is my generation, and the younger generation, the way I see is there is a bit of gap in between older generation and
Newer. Got it. Okay.
because of the language. And then the younger generation, they live here, they born here, they study here. The older generation, everything, the knowledge and everything come from back in Burma. So there is a bit of gap. So
Okay.
when I see that, that's concerned me a lot.
Okay.
Because so then I'm thinking, okay, I've got to step in to help to move forward together.
Okay.
Instead of there is a lot of there is a gap that if I can feel a little bit to community.
Okay.
That's mentality that starting me to get into community. So there, when it's come to community, like you said, I don't think as myself as a good leaders, but I'm always to help people in my community.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of characteristic you see in a leader that you said, oh, this is a good leader?
The characters, I think, we should be willing to serve.
Okay.
Number one, and number two, I think that is a good character that I see, that you stand for what you really believe in.
Okay.
And then the set of goal that you want to put for the community.
Yeah.
I think that's really important for the community. Yeah, and then patient.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Patient.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with a lot of people in community. Sometimes we might think, okay, it's community. We can think it's easy, but
Yeah.
we're dealing with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Who can be aggressive,
Yeah.
who can be shy, who can be a good person, who can be young. There is a lot of character in the community.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with sometimes you serve the people, but that pressure can come to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, talking about these pressures and responsibility and being patient and this, as you mentioned, so I think it leads us to this question that how do you balance the leadership role that you have with your personal life? Because one of the things from me seeing outside, that the leaders normally, community leaders, they don't have basically their weekends. They always like preparing something for the community. They weekdays, maybe after works, they need to go solve someone's problem, to help them assist with the English, or especially if people are new settlers and this kind of stuff, and they didn't require a lot of support.
Right.
So how do you balance?
Right. That's a very good question. When it's come to their sort of the issues, I probably think working with group is the best option, because you can't do, you are one man band is not enough. So everybody must play their own instrument.
Yeah.
So when it's come to uh, to know how to work with the team. Example, if something's happening, if that's not my expertise, example, if I have to translate, I can speak, but when it's come to translate, that's not my expertise.
Yeah.
So I let someone to take over that job. Or okay, we have a team, guys. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're planning. Example, we have when events coming. Okay, you take that. You take care of that bit. You take care of that bit. I take care of this. So I think that is the best option to working together.
Yeah.
Why it's gonna be too much for one person.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So I always split work to the community.
So I think the way that I think you describe it is more than like, because we sometimes say that I give a lot, and it's because, and the drawback of it is that I cannot spend with my time with my family, you know. But the way that you describe it is that everyone should be the same, you know, because we give part of our individual time to be in the community, and being in the community is being actively engaged in all the activities that we do, rather than just being kind of passive, you know, present in the events, for example. So it's a different thing.
Yeah. Just one thing I've learned is that if you take if you give a job to people, I think you must has come with trust.
Yeah.
Believing that person.
Yeah, 100%.
If not, it's gonna be ruining your day.
Yeah.
Give a job. I can't micromanage.
Yeah.
That person. If I do that, it doesn't mean that he or she actually did a job, because I told them what to do.
Yeah.
But when I say, okay, I give you this job,
Go on, figure
give
out.
me your best option,
Okay.
so that if something needs to fix, I'll just give them advice instead of telling them what to do.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we do this way? Or why don't, if we go to if A option doesn't work, we can go to B option.
Yeah.
And I just get the advice. So I think that's far as I see, is I think at the end of the day, I think it's a good, healthy relationship in between.
Yeah, in the long, because like probably it's a long-term way of looking at things, because if there is one-off event, you know, you just wanted to make sure that everything is right. But if when you see the community that it's a community that I'm gonna to see every week, you know, and so you wanted to invest on it, and the only way, I think, from my experience, for people to feel belong is that for them to contribute, not rather than just like doing something, you know. Like if you again, from my experience, if you give a member like whatever they want, they don't feel, I don't know, like if I give you a house, I feel that you don't feel belong, you know. But if you get the house, you know, if you tried really hard for it, you know, you feel belong.
That's right.
You know, same as the action, like you ask someone to do something, if they come up with some solutions to deal with that, they feel that, oh, okay, I actually contribute to the whole community. And at the end of the day, maybe it's a healthy, as you said, way of just like handling the community, you know, just like, and otherwise it's going to be really tricky.
Yeah.
And also the way that we talk about it seems easy, but working with the community is not always the easy, because sometimes two opinion gonna collide and then they are opposite of each other. But I think with probably you need to have a huge amount of patience, you know, to just, or you just trust the other person and move away, and then, you know, wish for the best, you know. So basically, the way that you describe it, your style of leadership is that to provide the context and opportunity for others, right?
That's right.
So I think for this part one, we covered a little bit of your background and why the leadership and community is important. And so let's have a break here, and then we'll come back soon and talk about the challenges of that Chin community in a specific phase, and then what are the solutions to deal with, to address those challenges. Yeah, thank you for your time. Yeah. Welcome back to part 2. And in this part, we're going to focus on more of the fundamental of community-related kind of discussions, which I'm really normally keen to know more about. Is that why do we need community in the first place? Why do you think that we make community? Like we as an immigrant, we come here, and we immediately wanted to basically make a community or join a community or be a part of something. Why do you think this is important?
I think that's our nature, as human nature, to live with community, especially as a Chin community. You don't really have to try hard for them to come together, because we love hanging out together. We love seeing each other, and then especially when we arrive in New Zealand, there is not many community out here, especially as a Chin community. So we love to, I'd probably say as a human nature, we love together. But I don't know too much of why do we want to.
It sounds natural to be in the.
For me, it's natural. Yeah, because if I move somewhere, the first thing I will find my community.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're actually right, because I feel that maybe because I think newer generation, because of the technology, because of the way of living, it separates people a little bit, especially like with the existence of the social media,
Right.
and this kind of stuff, which their initial goal is to bring people together, but I think it basically make everything superficial in some sense. Like everyone have 1,000, 2,000 friends on their Instagram, Facebook, but there is no basically person that you can rely on, But as a community, then maybe the number of people within one community is not as big, but they kind of strive for something beyond than themselves. You make the community, which in some level you said that it's not me, it's for the community, but as a result of giving to that community, you get back.
That's right.
Which is you don't see much in the I personally don't see it much in the Western world. I feel that people invest more on their individual, kind of time and
Right.
progress and effort. Everything is focused on the individuality of the people, which is which cause a lot of problems. We see all this isolation, we see all this mental issues, but from the outside, when I see a community, it's seems like a lot of commitment and chaos to be in the community. You said that all my weekends, I need to go to the community, and then you feel that do you feel the pressure that I have to be every week to do something for the community, or it feels natural and normal?
There is a time I feel pressures. Of course, when you take leadership role, then you are on leadership role. That is come with responsibility. So of course there is just, but I don't feel too much of pressure with that leadership role, because our community is not that big,
Mm-hmm.
and then we pretty much see every week's through especially church community as well. So we have community and then a church family as well.
Yeah.
So that's for us is natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love to see each other, especially when it's come to community. That is always sharing about the food and of course the language, the same language that we speak.
Yeah.
So it's normal for human nature. So as you asked, the pressure, I feel a pressure that is sometime when I feel a time pressure. I probably say, as a leader, you have to look for financial support for community.
Oh, okay.
So that's challenging as well, because right now, when it's come to community, of course, you need financial
Support.
to support them as well.
Yeah.
So that's the only pressure and challenge that I've been gone through as community leaders.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think my team is understandable. I had older generation to younger generation working as a team. So I'm really blessed by the team, and one thing that I appreciate that we have so much natural understanding, older generation and younger generation.
Okay.
So that's the thing that I'm really happy with working.
Do you think that everyone's on the same page?
Oh,
Like, because normally nowadays the basically gap between generation are
Yes.
getting wider.
Definitely. Yeah.
And like maybe I don't know 100 years ago the difference between like grandparents with the grandchild wasn't that much because there are not much of a difference between their lifestyle. But like every 5 years, the whole thing is changing. Like since I'm comparing our lifestyle with 2 years ago before AI, like it's completely different. The way that we would do our things. So you think that do you think that the newer generation would carry on the same thing in the same way that you do the community work? Or?
Well, I think I'm not too worried about that because we have a youth. We give a youth leadership role as a community.
Okay.
So right now we have as a community we have a role that each older generation took.
Yeah.
Even in the older EC member, we put the younger generation as well. Let's just say who just graduated, who just finished school in that team as well. And we have another younger generation team.
Okay.
They have.
Okay.
So the way I see is we already show them what we do for community.
Okay.
And they already done it for the youth group. So I'm pretty sure they will carry on for the next generation.
So what's the main difference between the youth group and the, like, for let's say adult or senior group?
Right.
Yeah.
So for senior adults group, we operate as a chin community.
Yeah.
So whatever we do, youth always included.
Yeah.
So
they see like what's going on,
Right.
and they can learn
right.
from the
Yeah.
actual. But what's their role
so
as a separate group?
separate group, they have their own youth group.
Yep.
That means is they have a president secretary within their group.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
they have their own operation within the youth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't mean that we are separate. They still are under Chin community.
Okay.
They call themselves Chin community youth. Yeah.
And how do they go about, like, for example, choosing chair, secretary, and this kind of stuff in there? It's like a democracy.
They voted.
They vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the kids voted who they want the president, or who want secretary, or who want media team. So that sort of thing. So they all the kids vote. We let them vote. We let them choose.
Okay, that's how many members do they have, like this youth?
Our youth is not much, but around 30 to 40.
Oh wow,
Yes, it's 40. Yeah.
it's decent number.
Decent numbers, yeah. As a community, we have almost 350 as a community.
Oh wow, okay.
Youth. And and then they have, it's the one thing that I'm not too worried about for the next generation, and that we have a good communication. And I just spoke to my youth leaders today. We already have what's the plan for this and that. What's planned for next? We have event coming next month. So it's we always have like I said, when it's come to youth part, I'll let them do
Their own thing.
themselves. So I don't go there and micromanage.
Yeah. And how much of a difference do you see between let's say like average normal like a Kiwi lifestyle of living and with the like Chin community? You know, one of the things that I see from the outside, like, you know, like people try very different things, you know, they go travel around the world, you know, they go like, you know, do very vastly different things, you know. But in a community-based activity, is like it's based on every week and every weekend. You know, they get to see each other, they support each other. You know, so so how does this dynamic work? Like, because if you stay in your community like for too long, it's really hard also to get connected to the other communities. And how do you balance this? Does it, you know, because sometimes you feel that it's just like really closed, you know, kind of community. It's really hard to get into, and they don't want to also, you know, to connect with the outside, you know, community. Because we don't, at the end of the day, we have 24 hours a day, you know, we don't have more. So how does it work, you know, how, if do you think that if we stay, you know, focus in our community, does it help to, I mean, how do we feel belong to this country? You know, because
right, that's a good question. I don't know about for the younger generation, but for the older generation, I'm pretty sure they are not. I'll probably say 90% of the older generation, I don't think they will want to explore to other community.
Okay.
Yeah, not because of different people, because of the language. That's for sure. So leave that part. For the younger generation, they study here.
Yeah.
They have their own. Let's just say, some of them is nurse, some of them is civil engineer.
Yeah.
Some of them is football player. So as those younger generation, even in Chin community, we have Chin community. At the same time, they went to school. They have their own, probably say study group or sports community and nursing community. So they have their own community as well. So I don't think it's challenging for the young generation.
Okay.
But definitely challenging for the older generation. Because let's just say, there is a lot of painters in our community. For them, of course, they will need communication to get a job. Most of them working as a self-employed.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's challenging, but my eyes, I think they're doing really well
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing really well. But for me, I'm okay. I'm natural. I can communicate. I'm happy to go to. You always see me as your meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm open to other community as well. So it's good to have a relationship with other community as well. So then you learn how to run your own community.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, you learn a different culture
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I love. When you see, oh, there's something different. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So that sort of experience that
Yeah.
I think is really nice
Yeah.
to connect to other community.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The way that you said natural, I really like it because actually it's natural because you don't put a lot of effort in it.
Right.
Like I'll see like other people, I don't know, go for one catch up with a friend and then they come back and say, even if they have a good time, they come back and say, I need 2 days of me time. I need, but I think with the people who practice with the community, it becomes some sort of natural, It's
Right.
like this is our life,
Right.
and then there's no such a need for me time, that I need to focus on myself,
That's right.
because we can recover, within a community rather
That's
than
right.
just going to, maybe we can even recover faster, which is really interesting. I mean, we're supposed to in this part talk about mostly about ups and downs of the community, but the discussion swinged around the fundamental of having a community. So maybe let's pause here and then have a break and then come back to talk about ups and downs of the community in the next part
Awesome.
3. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. Welcome back to part 3. And so in this part, as we talked before, we wanted to talk about more about ups and downs of the community. And of course, we know that it's like maybe from the outside, you always see that everyone's just jumping up and down happy. But for sure, being in a community has a lot of challenges.
Right.
And what are the most, like other than financial, do you see any other challenges, or that's a thing?
Of course, there's challenging, especially communication-wise. There is like we talked about. There is probably say 95% people we involved in community. Sometimes there's 5% that don't really come and support to community.
Okay.
But there is sometimes they needs from community.
Okay.
So
So what do you mean? Like 5% actively engage in community and the
95% of people actively engage in community.
okay,
That is
the community building basically.
building and
Okay.
evolving.
Yeah.
And then there is event, everybody turn up.
Okay.
But not all of them.
Okay.
Some people, they don't really interesting in community,
Okay.
which is they probably not their interest.
So they're interested in the events that the community create rather than the
Yeah.
community itself.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
So when they sort of challenge and then when they need help from community,
They appear.
and then they ask.
Okay.
So that sometimes there is always 2 ways. We need them, and they need us as a community. So I think that's one of the challenging, I'll probably say. But our community is probably easy going. That probably is relaxed. Not people are relaxed, so there is not much conflict. The main thing is that I said when it's come to financial, that's the hardest that do. But other than that, we are okay.
Yeah, but maybe I'm curious how you would stay, positive in a difficult time. How do you overcome these challenges? Like personally, when you see all those challenges going on, sometimes we feel that it's too much. How do you stay motivated?
The way I see it is from the beginning. When you start evolving community, number one, there is no payroll. Community don't pay you, or
And you don't get
you don't get paid.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
yeah,
So from the beginning, I am here to help the community, serve community, so that, and then along the ways, I think we should expect that is the package to it. Happy
Yeah.
time, difficult time.
yeah.
So, I'll probably say that is, my wife is a big supporter as well. So everything that we do for community, of course, I think my wife is a good support.
Yeah, it's going to be challenging if one of the couples are interested in a community. I mean, basically, it's impossible to manage it, Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when you want to serve in community, of course, you need a good backup, someone who support you
Yeah.
behind, and then that's one thing that I really appreciate. So other than that, there's not much challenge that we face
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah, but it's kind of interesting that you mentioned this payroll system because even though the whole role of being a community leader or community member is a voluntarily
Right.
kind of activity,
That's
the expectation is not low. People
right.
really expect you really high,
That's right.
And sometimes when you are when you get overwhelmed with a lot of tasks to do,
That's right.
you would say that like, hey, it's like investing 4 hours a day for free. So, but that makes it a really hard because it's
Yeah,
the whole
that's right.
thing is
That's right.
voluntarily, but the expectation is not low. People really really expect the highest from you.
That's right.
And so, but it's still, I'm curious if like during those challenges, like how do you stay motivated? How do you still move on regardless of all those hardships?
Right. This the way I think is, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
I may be served in this community now. I may not be perfect, but I did the best version of myself for this community. So this is what I can do for the community. This is me. So if I can, I don't. People expect me more than this, but this is me, as far as I can go. So
Okay.
that's sort of mental that I have. I give my all to you.
How do you measure? How do you measure it? How do you measure, like this? When you said like I gave 100% of myself.
Yeah.
But how do you measure this? Like I'm saying, I gave all the thing that I
Right.
could do.
So, example, if you go to your work, you earn money, you get money,
Yeah.
and then for community, when they need you, you can't do two things at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to stop my work, and I give it for community.
Yeah.
So I give my time. So I connect with people as a community. I'd probably go and see MP or local MP, so that we have easy connection in the future for the next.
Yeah. Building the networking
Yeah.
and the connections with.
So
Yeah.
you give your time,
Yeah.
and then and the way I see is there's if you go to work, you earn money. If you work for community, you don't make money. But however, you still serve in community. So the way I see, I give it all. The way I see is that pretty much time and communication with community. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because even though you don't, I mean, the way that I got it is that you don't get money, but the currency is different
That's
thing.
right.
Maybe you get like good feeling. Maybe it makes you feel belong. Maybe you feel, something more than, that you do something more than, your individual self.
That's right.
Yeah. Can you give me one of this proud moment as a leader?
What a proud moment. It's leaders.
Like example. Yeah.
I'm just happy when the community is happy.
Yeah.
We pull off events last year, which is 700 to 800 people turned up. It's a big event. You've been there?
Yeah, I think the New Year.
National Day?
Yeah, National Day. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been there. It was a really big event. Yeah.
There's big events, and then I've got a feedback from probably from 13 to 18 years old. The kids, we really appreciate what you've done. We thank you for opportunity, and that makes me happy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, because the work that you put in, the hours that you put in, I have to stop. I have to take my month off to planning for the events.
Oh wow.
The whole
Okay.
month.
It's a lot of work, yeah.
It is a lot of work. We have 3-4 days, 3-4 days soccer tournament, and we have we have wrestling sports tournament, we have table tennis sport tournament, and we have actual events, and we have concert. So running period of 3-4 days. So it's a lot of planning, a lot of work.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, and by the way, ARCC is a big part of it. Yeah, so that's one thing that I'm really when it's come to communicate with other people. That's the big help from ARCC, which is one of we can pull it off because of the help from ARCC, which is really helpful.
Yeah, it's a combination of lot of like things,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then you see a lot of people turn up, and a lot of people from Nelson, Wellington, and some people from Christchurch as well.
Yeah, I noticed that like a lot of people came over, and then one of the things that I noticed is that a lot of like members also try to.
That's right.
I know it. I could see that their brain is busy with that event. Like even 2 months before the national day, so I need to think about decoration. I need to think about this, and then accommodation for the people who come over from other cities, and a lot of other things. And to me, it's very, very beautiful. But at the same time, it's crazy to think about all of it is for free. It's just like it's something that it needs to be done, and someone needs to do it, and that makes it really, really beautiful.
And then you got the benefit out of it is that you get to working with youth and older generation together.
Yeah.
So we collaborate everything within us in the events. So the benefit is that you built a good relationship. So after the event done, everybody happy. So and like I said, between 13 to 18 years old, the kids, they come and say, "Oh, we thank you." That makes me happy.
How about the other side of it? Because sometimes we put a lot of effort to make something happen, and it happens. And of course, some something goes right and some other things go wrong.
Right.
And then some people see only the positive aspect of it. Some people see only the negative aspect of,
That's right.
How do you deal with the negative criticism,
That's people have different view. So no matter how you think this is the best option that you're gonna go for this event, but people have different opinion. So when they see, oh, this is the way that I run it, they might not be like it. Yeah, but when you have those, I think I have, like I said, I have a good team to support me mentally and as well. So I've because in my team, in my teams, I apart from one of treasurer, I'm a youngest
Oh, okay.
because all my team is probably say above 440, above 50, but I'm the youngest. But those the elders, they support me a lot mentally. They always
Like they have
they
the
are
role
leading.
of like a mentor.
That's right. My example, vice president is way older than me, but he always support me as a mentor. So
Okay.
I've always learned from the. It doesn't mean that I'm. It doesn't mean that I'm okay. I'm a youngest, but it doesn't. Sometimes, as a president, you might think, oh, I have the most power in the group.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't see it that way. So I am in this team. I have to play team player. Okay? So example, okay, you go at the front, you go at the middle, I'm staying here. So we go all together. The most important thing is that communication, respect within the group. I think that's what we can achieve for whatever goal you have.
So what would you, for example, do if someone like a committee member said, "Oh, you didn't do it right," or like this part of the event wasn't really good. Why did you didn't arrange like a good accommodation for me, or what would be your response to it?
I've got a example. There's always a comments example. The weather's too hot. Why we hosting sports today?
Okay, so what would you?
So we gotta explain the scenario why we hosted today.
Okay.
We gotta explain to them. My job is to explain the people to know what exactly going on.
Okay.
But they might think they don't know full story. They might give you a bad what do you call it comment.
Okay.
But my job is to explain the people, make sure they understand what's going on.
Got it.
And then they got the big picture. Some people might say, oh yeah, that's right, I'm sorry. Or some people might say, yeah, I want. They still. But my job is to explain to them.
Yeah, I think you're taking them through the decision-making process.
That's right.
This, because of this and that.
Yeah.
Because as you said, like.
But the thing is that before we do events, okay, we get all the EC members. We already discussed. This is what we're gonna do. 1, 2, 3. This is what we're gonna do. Youth gonna do that. And then that person gonna take that part. We split all the job, and then we announce it to the public.
Okay, got
This
it.
is our plan.
So you basically
beforehand-
distribute the responsibility between
That's
few
right.
people.
That's right. So it's for 7 to 900 to host. The events. We don't have capacity to host that big events.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
But when everyone take their responsibility, because Nina,
Yeah.
she took a lot of responsibility on during that periods, and then and then our youth leaders, and a dance team, sports team. So
There were a
they take
lot
their
of
part.
small,
Yeah, when they take their parts, I only I oversee everything. That's fine. However, my my area is that the only events that's mine.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sports team, the treasurers, he take care of all that. A secretary, take care of all rubbish, or cleaning and packing, and looking after the guests, and then looking after all the shops that we're running on
Yes,
the day.
it's very well organized,
And then,
basically. Yeah.
Our vice president take care of all the guests who stay in the house, or who stay in the motel. So we split all. So when we split small amount of work to everybody.
Okay,
I think,
got it.
Yeah,
got it.
transportation team, there is cooking team as well.
Yeah, that's really inspiring. Really, I mean, I think it become like more impactful when people actually see how it works. You
Yeah.
know, and it's because I've had the privilege to be in a couple of these events, and I'm just like
Yeah.
was so amazed by everything. And then I said, all of it is just like just by people, for people. Just like it was very, very inspiring. But for the last question, what's your hope for the community? What do you think any better future for the community than this, or?
Definitely. Because right now we are really small community. I promise that we are really young.
Yeah.
As the community of we register probably 2015, 16. We're still very young community. So I really will hope that our next generation, even our generation, so we to how to help the next generation, especially not just a gathering,
Yeah.
or not just a meeting often. If we can help with or the youth and study wise,
Okay.
and I hope that one day from our community, I hope that community they become engineer, doctor, or even politician.
Okay,
I hope
okay.
one day
To get more involved.
in
Yeah.
in the New Zealand society. The end of the day, the way I see is this is our home now. We treat as a home.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you want to find a way to contribute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. So, because I myself, I'm a subcontractor. So every time I finish one project, I'm proud of myself. I contribute to this country this much.
Oh, there's a cruise leaving here.
Thank you.
They're saying goodbye.
Yeah.
They're calling. It's really interesting. I need to after this search for why when the cruise ships are leaving, they always honk the horn a few times, even if it's 2 a.m. Yeah, so it's kind of, I think it's a kind of like a tradition, but it was a pleasure talking with you as always, and thank you for your time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that we get back to another episode or somewhere else
Yeah,
to
yeah.
to carry on this conversation.
I really want to bring my youth team next time.
Ah, that's beautiful,
Yeah.
because we may have also actually we are planning to have a separate youth.
Yeah.
Because as you said, we need to
Yeah.
train them, and then
right.
keep them involved with all this kind of stuff.
Maybe we can do round talk, table talk.
Oh yeah,
Youth.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's gonna be good. Thank you for your time.
absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much.